Okay, we're in beautiful sunny Wales. It is genuinely sunny, isn't it, guys, out there?
Absolutely. Never rains in Wales.
We come down to South Wales today to meet Matt Evans and Scott Powell from Activity Wales Events, and specifically we're going to talk about the Long Course Weekend, which is your flagship of your portfolio of multi-sport events. So let's go straight into it. Big picture. What is the Long Course Weekend, guys?
Right, the Long Course. I guess the easy way to describe it initially is that it's sort of a 9-distance race, long distance triathlon over 3 days, but a bit of a twist in that we have different disciplines and different distances every day. So in terms of the best way is to use the actual medals. The medals are sort of jigsaw pieces.
Yep.
So on the Friday we kick off with the children's race at 4 o'clock, and then at 6 o'clock we have the open water swim, which is a 1.9 or a 3.8k open water swim. Then on Saturday we have the Wales Sportive, which again is a 40, a 72 or 112 mile bike ride. And then on the Sunday we have, which is probably the blue ribbon event of the weekend again, is the half marathon and the full marathon, which is Wales's only closed road marathon, 26.2 miles on one loop.
Yeah.
However, it does allow for people to come down, so some athletes enter what we now call the Long Course Weekend,
yeah,
which is the 3.8k on the Friday, the 112 miles on the Saturday and the full marathon on the Sunday. And as you can see from the medals, they're actually jigsaw pieces,
yeah,
and then they actually get the middle piece as a separate medal, and that then connects all the medals up as well. So yeah, it's quite unique in the medals, and it's quite unique in this event, to be honest.
Yeah. So with the different distances and the fact that it's over 3 days, and Tenby being a real tourist destination, it's sort of almost a bit of a festival feel, and people can come and do whichever length they want, or do 1 event, 2 events, 3 events as they choose.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of this event. It's kind of a stepping stone, if you like, to a great stepping stone if you're racing iron distance anywhere in the world, because you can tick those boxes and gives you a lot of confidence for, even if it's a year away, a race is a year away, you can tick those boxes. A lot of athletes will come down, they'll perhaps swim on the Friday, bike on the Saturday and run on the half marathon on the Sunday. But really the Long Course Weekend is very, very special. We treat the athletes really well. They have a massive award ceremony at the end to get the medal, and a lot of athletes come down to chase just that bit of the medal.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the things that go on around the race and outside of the race, because I know the whole sort of weekend atmosphere, food and, dare I say, a little bit of drink on the Sunday night is a key part of it. So what are some of the things that you guys sort of put together to make it a real weekend experience as well as just a race?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head there. The Long Course isn't about a race, it's about an experience. You know, we are sort of 3.5, 4 hours from London, you know, hour and a half from Cardiff. So we knew we had to deliver value and quite a bit of a different experience. So yes, the swim's on the Friday. On the Saturday then we have the bike, and we have the what we call the pasta party, which mixes in with the expo as well. And then on Sunday we have our post-race party, which is about 700 people. This year we will have a music festival at the same time. So in the evenings all the different pubs will have different live bands, ranging from family areas to sort of like a bit more harder if people have just come down from swim and they want to have a few beers.
Yep.
And then on Sunday we actually have a fashion show as well, for those that are watching. I think it's really important to try and get across with Long Course. There are athletes and we look after the athletes really well, but we also have a team dedicated to looking after supporters and families and the children. The idea being that if you leave after the Long Course Weekend and you're driving back up the M4, if you took that race out the weekend, you know, would it still have been a cracking weekend? And if the answer is yes, then we've done, and the team here at Activity Wales Events have done their job. So it is about not just about the race or whoever's racing, husband, wife, son, whatever. It's about looking after the supporters, because really they are the VIPs.
Yeah. This is, I think, back the edition number 4, 2013.
Edition 4, yeah.
Edition 4. So obviously, as the race has started and then developed, you've been adding new things to it and tweaking things and trying to bring extra value and stuff. So just tell us about some of the things you've added for this year, or some of the new initiatives that you've got in place for 2013.
I mean, we've been working from day one. We're really passionate as well about engaging with local communities. And I think the race and the event weekend massively benefits from that, from an athlete's perspective, because we do get huge crowds coming to support. On the Friday night of the swim, you're standing on the beach, you turn around and look behind you, and it's like a natural amphitheatre, and the crowds just surrounding the top and all the walkways is just unbelievable. And as an athlete, to see that really is quite special. And the same with the bike, you know, we've got a Sportive running, where I believe we're the only Sportive sort of in the UK where you've got a closed road town centre finish with grandstands, a big PA, massive crowds, and you really do feel like a pro when you come down that finish line, and there's no experience like it. And the same with the Sunday. We encourage the crowds, do a lot with the local communities, come out, support the event, and to get the crowds out on the streets makes a massive difference for the athlete. And we're also working very closely this year with Pembrokeshire College. So we're trying to engage with the college pupils to come out with Matthew mentioned the fashion show. They'll be delivering the fashion show so they get hands-on experience, as well as working with lots of other departments within the college.
Yeah.
So you really do engage local people, and it has a tremendous effect on the event.
Yeah. And you mentioned actually the first event of the weekend is actually a kids race. So you've also put on, I think, other events and things just to keep the kids involved and make it a family weekend. So it's not just, you know, mum, dad and the kids come down, dad goes off for 12 hours or 13 hours and the rest of the family are bored. There's something for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, the family integration is key. I mean, yes, you've got the event, but it's more what goes on behind the scenes. You know, a lot of people work, 50, 60 hours a week, and they're training 15, 20 hours a week, which sometimes doesn't leave a lot of family time, and there's got to be a bit of give back. So we have the children's race on the Friday is age 4 to 11, and the little 4-year-olds do, and then some of them get wet, get a bit of a splash and dash and t-shirts on. What we've introduced this year at 11 to 14 for the first year is the Welsh Junior Open Water Swimming Championships. So the children will be getting in the water and they'll be doing distances in the water and competing there. But going back, yeah, the little tweaks that we make tweaks every year, and last year we introduced the bigger grandstands and the red carpets. But I think the one I'm probably most excited about this year is the start of the Sportive for the long course guys. They always start together at 112, but this year if you're doing the long course and you're chasing that medal, we're splitting the start up. So the 112 mile Sportive riders will go from the traditional start in Tenby. But the long course athletes, the guys that are chasing that medal, will go from the centre of town, down a ramp on a time trial with about 15-second, 10-second gaps, straight between the grandstands with the cameras and the crowds, and straight out of town with the closed road.
They get to be Bradley Wiggins for a minute.
Yeah, just hold that stomach in for 15 seconds, get the camera shot, and then get around the corner and relax. Yeah, but it's just about pumping up that atmosphere and making everyone feel a bit special. So that's probably one of the biggest tweaks we're making this year. And again, the communities, they're brilliant here. We do a best supporting community as well. So we actually take £1,000 out of the pot every year from the race for each day, and we give it to the communities, not for the swim because it's only one place, but for the bike and the run. Each village comes out and they do their own thing, and they get their supporters and quirky things. Some even have their own drink stations that aren't even advertised. Yep. But each village then the athletes will vote for the best village, and they will get £1,000 towards the village, which again helps the church funds, helps the football teams, the local rugby teams, the juniors. It goes a long way if it's spent correctly. Yeah,
well, fantastic. Well, we're going to go and talk separately about each of the individual events, but if people want to find out more about the long course weekend and the various events that go on, where's the best place for them to go?
Best way, it's got its own website, longcourseweekend.com, and that's focused purely on the website. All the other races have their own individual sites as well, but if you go to longcourseweekend.com or activitywellsevents.com, all the information for all the races are there.
Brilliant. Well, thanks a lot, guys, and we'll put some separate videos up on the site about each of the individual events as we delve down and just find a little bit more about what's available down in Tenby in the 12th to the 14th of July this year.